Yo, 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 what's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Starlight Beacon.
What's up?
Got some early folks in the house. Sith Lord Ball, what's going on, sir? Comment or now?
What's happening?
What's going on? JBM, what's happening? How you doing? How's the week
Chilling,
so far?
man. Week has been busy.
Busy
week.
Yeah, it's been weekend, hadn't it? It's been quite a week. What is buzz? Oh, that's my the cord against my zipper. It's like, yo, it's buzzing.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's been one hefty work week so far.
Yeah, I feel that, man.
Ready for Friday.
Absolutely, definitely, man. We had a been quite a lot has happened this week in the world and in like just in the fandom and all over the place. Like we got all types of
in the world
crisis, man. We got the
overseas. We talking about that?
Yeah, we're talking about overseas, Nigeria. They got shout out Nigeria and INSARS and all that. I've been seeing on social media, and also the other African nations that are going through some civil unrest as well. Just wishing them well, and anytime you see those hashtags pop up, make sure you at least retweet, share it. It's very graphic. I've seen a lot of graphic stuff, a lot of disturbing things, but the word has to get out. Like people need to see what's going on, and we got to figure out a way to do something about it.
Yeah,
support them.
People can start to reimagine their idea of what police are.
Yeah,
because this ain't it.
Yeah. Things got to change. But on a lighter note, let's talk about this episode,
Starlight
man.
Beacon.
Starlight Beacon. We gotta get back to this galaxy far, far away real quick for an hour with the people. So yeah, episode 6, The Prisoner. How do you like this episode? Where's this episode rank for you? Among I guess among the 6 we've seen thus far.
I have a 2 ranking scale.
A 2 ranking?
No, I either I'm digging it or I'm not really digging it.
All right, so it's either on and off. You got no spectrum. It's just real black and white view of it.
Yeah, it's just on or off. And this one, the first time I saw it, I was like, eh. But the second time I watched it, I liked it more.
Yeah, it's a departure from the traditional themes and tropes of Star Wars. It does go away from kind of sort of what we expect from Star Wars, in my opinion. And it's like, all right, but I think the first time I was kind of like, the first time I watched it, I was like, all right, this is interesting. I liked it because it was different, like just straight off the bat. Because it was like, all right, I'm not sure where they're going with this Prison Break, and then it turns into like this almost horror type vibe. Like when they get into the action, I started digging it a whole lot more. With them on the prison ship and the lights going red, and we'll get into that later. But yeah, this is directed by Rick Famuyiwa. And so we start off right off the bat. The Mandalorian, the Razor Crest arriving at this old outpost, and it looks like a Republic era outpost from the Clone Wars is what I'm thinking this is. Very similar to the outpost that we see in the Clone Wars animated TV show, which gives me that impression. And we meet it's kind of like a journey into the Mando's past. We get some insights into his past life before we see him on screen through the characters and the different people that we meet in this episode. And the first one is Ranzar, which is an old associate contact of a crew that the Mando used to run with. It's clear they've got some history. They kind of talk about it a little bit. I like episodes like this because it always gives your characters depth. Like they had a past before this first episode of the season, and then to kind of explore that a little bit, not too much, but to kind of, flesh that out a little bit through dialogue between him and an old associate always adds value to the character in my eyes.
Yeah, and it gives the impression that Mando was a bit ruthless back then.
Yeah, that's another thing I was going to bring up. You kind of through these conversations and through the dialogue with these characters, you get an understanding of the evolution of the Mandalorian and how he's progressed as a person, because these people are a lot more. They seem a little more rough around the edges than the Mandalorian. Like, even though we know the Mandalorian can get busy, these people seem to be involved in some not so clean things.
Yeah.
Underworld
Definitely
folk.
underworld folk, yeah.
Then we meet he talks about how he need, it's good to see the Mandalorian, but he basically tells him that the only reason why you're here is because we need the Razor Crest, and that's the only reason why we agreed to even let you in here. To which it's hard to read how the Mandalorian is taking that, but because of the mask, what we kind of know, he's like not feeling it, but he's in sort of a desperate situation, so he's got to deal with it. Like, he needs the credits from this job to stay on the run, to maintain his lifestyle and to keep maintaining protecting the child.
Yeah, so that was why he did the job, for the money.
Yeah.
Was something specific he needed to do with the money, or just like he just
got buy fuel, man? Got that Razor Crest gas guzzler. I don't know what kind of. It's not really gas. It's like whatever the fuel they use. I'm pretty sure it's expensive. You know what I'm saying?
How'd you feel about the guy that he met there, that he used to run with?
The older gentleman, Ranzar.
Yeah, the guy from Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah. What's his name? Mark something. Mark Jr., I believe.
Yeah.
Mark Boone Jr.
Yeah, alien. Because like watching him, I just felt like we were back in North Carolina. And not in the galaxy far away.
Why you don't like humans in these shows?
You can have a human, but don't give him the personality of like a Southern mechanic. Like, I need something. I need something there in that personality that like does not remind me of the South or any local region. Like,
all right.
I'm watching it like, yo, how did this survive the ages?
Hey man, it's just these types of people are everywhere.
Specific type of person survive the ages. I don't.
Oh, they're not gonna those types. They're never gonna go away. That's it's gonna be a constant state. That's a common theme throughout human history, and probably the same throughout the Star Wars galaxy. Like, these types of people are just always going to be around.
Same speech pattern though, same, like, just to a T. I'm like, it took me out of the moment watching it. And then when they got to the prison, I was back in it.
Oh, so the whole time in the space station, you were kind of out of it. So the Mayfield and the droid cool Zero.
I like the droid Zero. I like the intro of the four kind of henchmen, I guess.
Yeah, Xi'an, the possible former love interest for the Mandalorian.
She had
Xi'an.
The most extra intro.
Yeah.
Yo, she ran up on him with the knife, put the knife to his throat. I'm like, this is how you say hello, okay?
And she's kind of she's interesting because she's more of a darker Twi'lek than we've ever gotten in usually in Star Wars. We don't get Twi'leks with that type of temperament. They usually it's not. She's different.
But that's what I liked about her. See, I didn't feel like I was in North Carolina watching her. You know what I mean? Right. I'm like, yo, she is from a galaxy far, far away.
Yeah, I can see that. She's That is a good character. And then Berg, the Deveronian,
That the
he's
Hellboy dude.
yeah, the big Deveronian species. I think that's one of the largest Deveronians I've seen, and I guess I didn't know that he seems to have some super strength because
Yeah, some
he
super
was very
skill.
durable.
He's like, yeah,
Yeah, it's
fire
very
doesn't
durable.
phase him.
But that also makes I like that element of his character and of the. I hope that's a thing with the Deveronian species that they are fire resistant. Um, it's not the first time we've seen Deveronian in Star Wars, but he's definitely one of the largest that I've seen.
When has there been another one?
The first time we see it is in um, A New Hope. There is one in the cantina, just as a background character that he's actually probably on screen for like the 1 or 2 seconds in that cantina scene.
This is when I hit the Lure Guide audio sound.
And then I think we get a lot. I think we get a few that pop up in the Clone Wars animated TV show. We've seen them in video games a lot. In the comics, we've seen them a lot. And then there was Zavago is one of the characters in Rebels that is a constant in the first 2 seasons and then reappears later.
Okay.
So yeah, they're common species outside of the films.
Okay.
And TV shows. But yeah, he's a cool character. Like him, he's tough. Very, very tough. So then we get that's the introduction to the characters. We get an idea of the they go out and do their little battle plan.
And Bill Burr.
Bill Burr he's been given the mission. He's team lead on this. So he's briefing everybody on the mission, how it's going to go. Then it's revealed that this is not a rival syndicate, that this is actually a New Republic prison transport, max security transport that they're going to try to bail their friend out of. And this wasn't something that the Mandalorian was privy to prior. And he voiced his concerns quite heavily during this time period, during this briefing. And then it was also revealed that he would not be piloting the ship due to the complicated maneuver it would take in order to stay out of the sensor field of that transport, and that the droid Zero would be the one doing that maneuvering. To which he also was in clear objection to.
He's got some droid phobia.
He's definitely got some droid phobia, which we see a lot of flashbacks as to why. Have we seen that flashback yet?
No.
No, we haven't. That hadn't been in this episode, but yeah, we'll see why I think it's the next episode.
Did it not happen on the episode?
No, it did. It happened in the armor. Yeah, it happened in the armor episode. That you see the super battle droid pointing the gun at him, pointing the wrist blaster at him. So that he's a survivor of the Clone Wars, so a lot of that is carried over from the Clone Wars, which is cool to see. Like stuff like that, I appreciate those callbacks to the Clone Wars, because it was really a little over 20 years prior to this time period that it happened. So like there's a lot of people alive that have experienced it, that remember that time period, that were alive during that time period. So to see those references is cool. Wish we would have got more of them. Like I said, I think in the previous episode, in the sequel trilogy, I wish there were more Clone Wars prequel references in that time period. That would have been cool. But getting plenty in this. So yeah, post they settle their differences. Mandalorian agrees to the game plan. They take off from the outpost and head and take, engage the hyperdrive. And the Mandalorian's in the co-pilot seat with Zero, and then Zero basically tells him, I don't need you up here. You can go down with the rest of the crew. And then we have another confrontation with Xi'an and the rest of the 4-man team, the other 3 characters that are a part of this mission. The other 2. And that to me is interesting because they, through Shion, reveal a lot more of the Mandalorian's past. They ask, who makes that someone makes, I think it's the Deveronian Berg ask, why do we need a Mandalorian in the first place? And then Mayfield is like, they're supposed to be the best warriors in the galaxy. And then Berg responds, well, then why are they all dead? And then they all start laughing. I thought that was an interesting moment because that kind of reveals that the people around the galaxy know about the purge that happened on Mandalore. Like it's not a secret for sure. Like it's common knowledge now that the uprising on Mandalore didn't go too well for the Mandalorians.
Yeah, that was a tough remark.
Yeah. And then I guess, that's also acknowledge kudos to the Mandalorian's character, because he didn't respond, he didn't react to it, he just rolled with it. He knows that they're trying to rile him up, that they're trying to get reason for him to
lash out
and do something crazy. And it's also foreshadowing. Yeah, it's also a little bit of foreshadowing as to what happens later in the episode. And then Shion talks about her experience with the Mandalorian, and she brings up some mission that he went on, and I think Mayfield he asked her, is he as good as they say? And then she says, ask him about the mission on such and such. And then the Mandalorian responds, I did what I had to do. Like, didn't go into detail, classic Mandalorian style. Like he's not, it's like he's just business. Like nothing. He's not proud of anything that he's done in the past. A job is a job. Like I did what I needed to do, and it's done. Like I'm not gonna talk about it. Like,
yeah,
not gonna brag or boast. And then he and Berg end up in a scuffle, which ends up opening the cabinet or the whatever area that is that the child is hiding in. And
yeah, I guess a closet.
Yeah, closet, whatever, a cupboard,
small room.
And yeah, it's not like it's definitely not a room. He's converted it into a room, but it's not a. It wasn't. It's definitely not crew quarters. And the Mandalorian then, no, they all run up to it and like, yo, what is that? Like, because once the Yoda species is very rare. Obviously in this galaxy, not too many people have ever encountered this species before. They think it's a pet. And then Mayfield remarks that, hey, did you and Shion make this? Which I thought was funny. I thought that was a funny jab.
Yeah. I wonder if Bill Burr wrote that in there.
I'm pretty sure they gave him the freedom to improvise.
Yeah.
I think there was like certain like lore lines that of course were written, but like I'm pretty sure most of the jokes they were like, yeah, you can do what you want with these. You can improv.
Did the baby look different to you in this episode?
Did he look different? No, not noticeably.
The baby looking different.
No, I didn't notice it. Not that I could notice. He seemed to be very calm. Like he didn't, like the child has never like panicked, in my opinion. Like except for when he was being taken into Imperial custody in like episode, what was that, 3 in the Sin. That was like the only time I've seen the child look panicked. And when he was initially when the Mandalorian turned him in and he was being separated from him, it was like the one time I've seen him look like he was legit scared. Other than that, he's pretty even tempered. But no, he didn't look no different to me. What'd you see?
it just seemed like he looked different in the face. I'll have to go back and compare some
Hmm.
stills. But yeah, just figured I'd ask to see if you
He
know.
might have been sensing some stuff, you know, in through the force. He's like, yeah, I don't like these. I don't like these cats. Like they moving different. I don't like it. Oh man,
Maybe.
Hick Hog, what's going
Oh,
on?
hey,
What's
hey.
up, man? Yeah, that's yeah. I don't know. I didn't notice anything different. But then we get to abruptly we get to the prison transport. Like Zero, like a droid without warning, drops out of hyperspace, does all these crazy maneuvers, and throwing everybody around inside the in the cabin. And Baby Yoda comes flying out of his room.
Yeah. That happened at a good moment too, didn't it? Because they
It
were about
did
to
like
like throw some serious hands.
well he was going to have to they were starting no what happened they were starting to put together the pieces of the bounty hunter that the Mandalorian and the child bounty that were evading the Empire and um, the guild, the bounty hunters guild. Like they were starting to put the pieces together as to what the child and the Mandalorian, all that were related. And then all of a sudden, that's when Zero drops out of hyperspace and does all those crazy maneuvers. And they lock back into the mission. Mandalorian picks the child up, puts him back in the cupboard, locks it. You know, then they go. He docks onto the ship. They open the hatch, and who's the first one in? Is it Mayfield?
Bill
Or
Burr.
yeah, Mayfield, first one in there, and then I believe it's the Mandalorian is next.
I like Bill Burr's entrance too when he came in. That was cool. He
Oh
like
yeah,
yeah,
I didn't talk about that.
he dropped
That was
down. He was
hilarious.
yeah.
Oh no, no. We forgot about we didn't talk about his introduction from
Oh, to
Rand,
Mando.
yeah, from Ranzo when they made that comment about the stormtroopers and he was an Imperial sniper, and Mandalorian was like, yeah, that didn't say much. He was like, I was a sniper, not a stormtrooper. Wise, whatever.
Yeah,
Did he call him a wise ass?
I forget. He said I wasn't a stormtrooper, and I don't know if he stopped there. Or he said something
Nah,
like,
he said something else. He said something. He added something to it.
yeah,
But that was good. That was a funny moment. That kind of I appreciate that humor, that type of humor in Star Wars, because it's like everybody knows the stormtroopers can't aim to save their life, and it's funny that it's a running joke even amongst people in the universe. But no, so back to the scene. Does he pop the turret up when he enters into the prison transport, or is that later? Because he's got this like third arm turret that pops
yeah,
up. That's
that's
later,
later.
right? So he comes down. Oh, he comes down upside down and with
Upside
the
down
guns. Yeah.
with
That was
with
hard.
one gun pointing. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, was it one? I thought he had both.
Nah, so he had one
Either
hand
way,
hold from yeah.
yeah. Either way,
Good
it was
shot.
cool.
Yeah,
It was cool. Cool entrance. Then he drops in, real like Splinter Cell.
yeah. It changed the whole mood too, so it let you know like
Yeah, it got serious.
yeah,
Yeah, it got serious. And then I think the Mandalorian drops in, and then I believe Shion drops in, and then the Big Deveronian drops in with a freaking like the Hulk. Like dude weighs like a ton. Like he
yeah.
drops, like shakes the whole
It's
ship. Then there's they're making their way through the corridor, and then a mouse droid comes up. I think um the
Hellboy guy.
yeah Deveronian yells
Deveron.
at it, and it scurries off, and then we get a squad or a
Oh,
platoon
he
of.
shoots it.
Does he shoot it?
He shoots it. Yeah. It
And then
runs off.
then
He shoots
he yeah, okay, no, he yells at it, it scurries off, then he shoots it, and then
it.
like they're like, why would you do that? Like we're trying to be covert here, that was unnecessary. Then that's when you see the squad of New Republic uh security droids come around the corner, guns blazing.
Yeah.
They all scurry to the sides, duck behind, take cover. Um, they're opening fire, and then I think the Mandalorian's in the back, and I think Mayfield makes a comment to him like, "Are you gonna do anything?" And then camera flashes back, and then when it flashes back to where the Mandalorian was standing, he's gone.
Also, during that moment, that's when his third gun comes up over his shoulder
For the first time.
Yeah,
Because he's hiding behind cover, and like the arm extends out, and he's like dual wielding, blasting around the corner. And but yeah, then the camera pans back around, and the Mandalorian is gone, disappears. Like he goes in full Batman mode in this in this episode. Like he just disappears, pops back up.
he does.
So like yeah, he
I want
disappears.
to know how he got behind those droids.
Batman.
Like, there was only one way in.
Batman. I don't know, man. Just Batman. Yeah. So like, yeah, the camera pans. He's going. Mayfield is like, dang. He just abandoned us, and then like, camera pans back around, and Mandalorian is all the way on the other side of the corridor, coming up behind the droids. And he takes out something like a knife or a baton. Gets his running start. Takes one droid out. By the legs, sweeps his legs, I think he knocks one of the legs off.
Mm-hmm.
And then
that was my favorite scene because he
rushes him. Yeah, like
combat skills.
Yeah, melee combat against droids, like impressive. So he takes them out single handedly. It's like what, 4 or 5 droids that he takes out.
6.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
And like they stop, and the wild thing is like they stop shooting when they see him engage the droids, and so he's really doing it's a lot of one-on-one action there, and it was a really good choreographed fight scene.
Yeah, that fight scene was a good fight scene.
Yeah, it was well choreographed all the way through, because even the moments where you may have thought that the droids had potential to turn around and fire, it's like he's done with that droid, and he's moving around out of their line of sight to take on the next one, and he's doing a good job of maintaining keeping a droid between him and any other droid's direct line of fire during this combat sequence, which I thought was cool and made him a lot more believable. Yeah. What was his coolest takedown?
Oh man, when the last 2 droids came up from behind him and shot him, and he turned around quick and used both his arms and shot one flame and then one rope.
Yeah, that's mine too. Because he completely roasts one of them. That one is decommissioned. The other one that he uses his grappling hook on, he pulls him down, and it's still like functional. He grabs a blaster from one of the dead droids and like hits him in the head, hits the droid in the head with it, and then shoots him like point blank, and it leaves like a big hole, gaping hole. Like, and I was like, yeah, that's how he ends the fight.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, that was a cool scene, cool sequence. And then we get to the bridge, and there's basically just one person piloting the ship.
The bridge, the Among Us station is what I call it.
The Among Us station. Yeah, and there's just one pilot, and he's scared. But also, this is a cameo because the actor who is playing this Republic pilot is Matt Lanter, who voices Anakin Skywalker in the Clone Wars animated TV show. So that was a really cool cameo. Cool cameo.
That is a cool cameo. Dang,
yeah.
I would have never knew. I never knew.
See, Lord God.
Lord God, what's that button at? We need a button.
We need a soundboard. That's what we need. But yeah, so we gotta get that soundboard. But they're in a standoff. Bill Burr Mayfield, his character, he's trying to get him to lower his weapons. Well, I think he gives him one warning, and then he pulls his firearm. Then the Mandalorian has to step in, which is wild. Like the concept of a Mandalorian stepping in to defuse a situation is wild. It's just a wild concept in general, given what we know about Mandalorians. Like him being the one to defuse the situation is comical to me. But he's the one. He's the voice of reason. He's trying to get the New Republic soldier to stand down. He's like, we're not here for you. We're just here to get a prisoner. Just nobody has to die.
I wonder what his motivation for that is, because he's not going to get anything out of it. So it's got to be some type of internal moral compass that he's leaning on.
The Mandalorian?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's the code. I think it's the tribe and the code and the way that the it's not really an honor kill. You know what I'm saying? Like for him to take out that Republic soldier there's no honor to be had there. Like he's beaten.
Yeah, but he could just walk away though and not have anything to do with it. So with the you know what I mean? Just like with the farmers that he helped them for like a specific reason.
I think also at that point in time, it had been revealed that he had that tracking beacon, the soldier. So he was going to press it, and he's like, because that's really the real threat. Like, all right, we gotta. If he presses that, like, we are going to get swarmed by New Republic squadron. It's going to be over for us real quick. So they're going back and forth. Him and Mayfield and the soldier going back and forth. The Mandalorian is like, all right, let's calm down. And then out of nowhere, see a knife just come flying across the screen, hits dude in the neck, drops him instantly, dead.
That came from a galaxy far, far away.
Oh, man. And then camera pans over and Shion is throwing the throwing knife. Like, why are y'all wasting time? Like, that's all you had to do. Like, what is the point? And then there's some argument a little bit back and forth, and then we hear this beeping sound and we look down, and before dude died, it was probably a twitch reaction. As soon as the knife hit him, his thumb probably twitched and activated the homing beacon, which Zero picked up on from the ship and alerted the team that, yo, we got a homing beacon locking in on our location. We got 20 minutes until the New Republic strike force gets here. So they go into scramble mode. They locate the location of the prisoner. They head to the cell, and they unlock the cell, and it is another Twi'lek named Quinn, who is Shion's brother.
Hermano.
And then it's revealed that he and the Mandalorian have had history, of course. Like, they know each other. He's like not really feeling it.
He left him for dead.
Yeah, he
left him dry or something.
Yeah, he alleges that the Mandalorian left him for dead in a previous mission, probably the last time he saw him.
Mando's ruthless.
Feeling some type of way about that, and then the betrayal happens. They
drop
kick Mando, push him into the cell, and lock the door. But they leave him armed, which is the biggest mistake. Like, I still don't understand that. I guess they thought they were going to get to the exit before he could have broke himself out. But I still wouldn't have left him armed in the cell.
I mean, the Lilac makes a good point. The Twi'lek.
Yeah, Twi'lek.
She makes a good point in asking why didn't they just shoot him?
Yeah, they could have. They could have just killed him. They could have either killing him was a good option, or at least disarming him. They didn't do either. They thought the cell was going to be enough. That wasn't, as we find out. Mandalorian. There are more security droids walking around. He gets one's attention, and is able to get its security arm thing, whatever that is, to unlock the cell.
You notice that's the last security droid that's seen in that episode.
Yeah, yeah. And it's like it came out of nowhere too, because you would have thought that they would have kind of sort of tried to dispatch everything they had available when they dismantled all of those, but it just so happens that he was let's say he was in like maintenance getting repaired or something and he couldn't make it. I don't know.
Yeah, only like
plot hole.
Yeah, real critique, I guess. So, like,
yeah,
in a or not, where are we?
yeah. It's a max security cell, so hey, security was kind of light. But in this time period, I know that this is where the New Republic begins to demilitarize itself. That order goes into effect, like right after the Battle of Jakku. So they don't have their military is drastically being reduced at this point in time, because at the height of the war between the Empire and the New Republic, their fleets were pretty much equal in size. The New Republic basically grew to where they could fight toe to toe. The naval battles, at least, they could go toe to toe with the Empire. Which, once that happened, it was pretty much over for the Empire, because the Empire had a huge advantage over the rebellion in its naval abilities.
Yeah. One thought I have about that is, why do they refer to it as the Navy and not the Air Force?
Because they are vessels, ships, and it's not really Air Force. If anything, it would probably be a Space Force, but
they're not in water, so why is it Navy?
I don't know.
The nautical.
Yeah, I don't know, but it's also believed that the Navy would also like have if they're in many instances, a lot of people believe that the Navy would have an Air Force, like a Space Force. Like if we became a spacefaring civilization, the Navy would have the most control over that, because usually the Navy is the largest of the branches. So they've got the most money, they have the most funding, they probably get the spacefaring vehicles first before anybody else.
Interesting.
Just kind of how, just because they're the one. The Navy is what controls pretty much the military. Just from because it has to be everywhere. Like usually, especially from on Earth, 70% water. If you have a Navy that is sufficient that can deploy and get anywhere around the world, if you can control the oceans, you basically can control the world. So most militaries are going to invest heavily into their Navy, and so it makes sense that naturally the Navy would get their Space Force as well. And because of how the hierarchies and rankings work, it's very similar to the Navy and naval ranking systems. As far as you got Grand Admirals, Fleet Admirals, Admirals, Captains. Like, yeah, it's literally the same thing. And would you really need a naval force at that point once you became a spacefaring? But the Navy has a certain capital to it, like, so although it may not have a nautical function anymore, Navy has it has a certain resonance and carries a certain weight, so they'll probably just transition it. I wouldn't bat an eye if the Navy became absorbed like the Space Force. You know what I'm saying? Like the United States Space Force is all of a sudden, like, if it merged with the United States Navy and the Navy took command of that, like I wouldn't even bat an eye at that.
That'd be something, because that's like a whole different piece of technology.
It
different
is, it
areas.
is. But I think how you manage and the ranks and all of that, I think the Navy is probably more suited to operate in that capacity
Mm.
than the other branches, just from a ranking hierarchy standpoint. But we digress.
We
Back
digress.
to the galaxy far, far away.
Yes,
Um,
well,
so now the Mandalorian has escaped, and he goes directly to the bridge. And
full
the what's that?
goes full Batman.
Yeah, it goes full Batman once again. Tool belt. It's like you can't lock Batman up and keep the tool belt on him. Like that makes no sense. Like he's gonna get out. He's got a tool in his tool belt for that. So they made the mistake of locking him up with all his equipment. He breaks out in record time, gets to the bridge, starts shutting down corridors, like goes in, like I said, straight Batman mode. Builds a mousetrap within the um prison transport. Divides the team into two, which was smart, divide and conquer. Then it's revealed that the Quinn is really more interested in escaping than saving the team, because he is separated from his sister. He's with what's his name, um, Mayfield.
Gilbert. Yeah, Mayfield.
Yeah, he and Mayfield are together, and Mayfield is like, "Yo, but what about your sister? Like, we got to go try to get her." And he's like, "Yeah, what about her?" It's like
Yeah, Quinn was like,
thieves,
boy,
man.
up for forever. I'm trying to
Yeah.
go
and then um
home.
and then Mayfield is like, it's like, what is he said something like, he's like, some family. No, he says
Yeah,
great family.
it's something about family.
Yeah, he was comedic relief throughout the whole episode. I liked all of his one liners for the most part in this episode. Um so the let me get his name, the Deveronian, because I forgot it, blanket. Berg and Shion head to the bridge. Oh no, and then they actually end up getting separated because Berg makes it to the bridge before Shion. Like she's still wandering through the corridors and whatnot. Then they go to the top. He makes it to the bridge, and I think the Mandalorian hears him coming up. He locks the door, gets into the ceiling, the roof of the bridge. Deveronian's walking around, and he like lassos him with his grappling hook and tries to like choke him out from the ceiling. And then he ends up pulling on the grappling hook and bringing the Mandalorian and the ceiling down. And I'm like, bro, this dude
Of droids.
huh?
It's the same like grappling rope that was ripping off heads of droids.
Right. Like, yeah, he was tearing people up with that grappling hook the whole episode. Well, not people, but droids. To your point.
So yeah, that lets you know how strong that thing is.
Yeah, he's quite durable, and like super strong, because he pulls him down from the roof while he's getting choked out, like
Pulls him through the roof.
like, you know what I'm saying, like he's up in like some like air duct or what have you, and he's shooting him, like, because he shot him through I think the air duct, and
He through the air duct.
Yeah, the vent, yeah, because that's the Mandalorian is hiding in the vent system, and like that's where he hits him with the grappling hook, and he pulls him down. They end up getting into a scuffle fight, and Mandalorian is he's getting his butt handed to him.
Yeah, he's getting washed.
It's pretty bad. It's looking pretty bad for the Mandalorian. But then, what changed? Something happens to change the tide of the battle. I think Berg throws him out of the bridge, which it seems like the Mandalorian was trying to set him up to do that. Once again, going full Batman. And as soon as Berg tries to charge him through the door, the Mandalorian, doesn't he shut the door on him? He tries to slam the door on him, and he catches the door, and he's pulling it apart. Yeah. Because it comes down. That one comes down. So he's trying to keep that from falling on him. And while he's doing that, like he puts the door in basically like the bench press, or not bench press, but the squat position with the bar, and like he's trying to push the door back up, and then the Mandalorian he closes the blast doors on his head.
Yeah.
Then that fight's over. Night. Good night for him. Then he goes, finds Shion. She doesn't last long. Like that turns into
all of those knives at.
I don't know, but I don't know why. Why did she think they were gonna work? Like she was just desperate. She kept throwing them knives. Like I'm like, bro, like that's Beskar. Like dude been taking blaster bolts the whole episode from like point blank. Like you're not doing anything with them knives. Takes her out real quick.
To it was cool.
What's that?
They had a blue light to the dagger she was throwing.
Oh yeah, the visuals were cool, and I think the lights were flickering at this point in time. Like it turned into like a.
Like it was dark.
Yeah. So because he sabotaged the lights, and like I think the lights were flashing on and off. She kept throwing the lights, and he kept moving through the corridors like a phantom, like Batman. And then she lets out a scream, and it's over. And then we get Mayfield by himself. He and Quinn are separated, and Mandalorian is approaching him. Same result. He's firing into nothingness.
You never really see. Mayfield didn't fire though. He was just looking.
No, he opened fire because like the lights go. He sees the Mandalorian in the hallway, and then I think the lights go out, and he just opens fire. Like, and then the Mandalorian comes up behind him like Batman again. Because like he's peeking around the corner. The whole ship is turned like red because the red lights are flashing. Lights are flashing on and off, and we see Mandalorian approaching him. He ducks behind the wall. He opens fire with the little arm thing too, blasting. Mandalorian pulls a Batman again, disappears. He must be going up into like the vent system. I don't know, man. I don't know. That's Batman. Batman. He just pulls Batman, gets behind him, takes him out.
See what he does.
Yeah, we don't see how he takes out anybody in this episode. Except for the Deveronian, Berg.
Yeah, Berg is done.
Yeah, and then we get to he closes in on Quinn, and he's about to take him out, and Quinn makes a deal with him, like it's just a job, you know. You still got to get paid. Like all the point of the mission was to rescue me. Like none of these people had to. It wasn't in the agreement for everybody to come back. Like the whole goal was to get me back. They'll pay you, and you know it's done. Like so we can square up. We can even up here. Mandalorian agrees to these terms. They get back into the ship, and then head back to the outpost. We get to the outpost, and what's his name? Ranzar is waiting for them at this outpost.
The North Carolinian mechanic.
Yeah, so they get off. He unloads. He still got Quinn handcuffed, and Zero. I forgot. Zero had also started putting together the pieces that the Mandalorian was the fugitive for the bounty hunter, and he tries to take out he tries to take out the baby because the baby is screwing with Zero the whole time, like on the ship.
Yeah, he popped up on him to say, you know, do some little creepy baby stuff.
Yeah. Now he does that little creepy child laugh from like the horror movies, and like disappears. Like they had like these weird like horror moments in the episode. Like it wasn't scary, but it was like those like classic types of tropes with the lighting and the baby's laughter, the child's laughter and all that. And the Zero finds out where the child is hiding, and he points a blaster at him, similar to that to the other episode. We hear a shot ring out, and it's not from Zero, it's from the Mandalorian. He takes out who destroys Zero, because of course he has no problem destroying the droid. Saving the baby. Then now they're on their way back to the outpost. Ranzar asks, "Where's the crew?" And then Mandalorian retorts, "No questions asked. That's how we do things." And dude laughs. He's like, "Yep, you're right." So they make the transaction. He pays the Mandalorian. They agree to part ways. Mandalorian boards the ship, takes off, and he and Ranzar and Quinn are watching him take off, and they're laughing to themselves. And Ranzar radios to someone to shoot him, take him down, take out the Razor Crest.
Yeah, and what purpose was that for? Was he just being petty?
Yeah, gotta no evidence.
Dirty North Carolinian mechanic, man.
Oh my god, no evidence. So he does that, gives that order, but then we start to hear the beeping again, and the Mandalorian has once again pulled a Batman, and he's put the homing beacon in the pocket of Quinn, who has no idea what it is. He looks at it and they're like, "What, do you know what this is?" It's like, that can't be good. And then as we see the Razor Crest flying, leaving the outpost, 3 X-Wings drop out of hyperspace, which I thought it was cool. I always like the ships dropping out of hyperspace. It's like some of the cool stuff in Star Wars. Like the sound of hyperspace and ship dropping out of hyperspace, just cool. I love seeing that. Anytime you can give me that, like, I want more. Would have liked to see like a light freighter or something, but I'm not gonna complain. I'll take the 3 X-Wings. They drop out. You know what I'm saying? Like, give me some space battles. Like, I need some. But anyway, they drop out of hyperspace, and on board another Easter egg cameo.
Oh, Lord God, what you got?
The 3 pilots are actually 3 of the directors for the show. Yeah, Trapper Wolf is Dave Filoni.
Wow, I didn't even recognize him.
Yeah, the black pilot is Rick Famuyiwa, who's also directing this episode, and Deborah Chow also is the female pilot. So yeah, you got my man Dave, Rick, and Deborah pulling up in the X-Wings, real casual. And this was like, they talked about this in the what's that? The behind the scenes thing, the gallery. This episode, they talked about this episode. Like, they wrote it to be like, the Empire is defeated. They don't have any real threats. So like, they're pretty much taking out like pirates and everyone that they engage at this point in the time period. They outgun and they're outmatching. So like, it's the whole scene was shot like they were supposed to be real casual. Like, yeah, another day in the office. Looks like a outpost of some kind. I think they got like a starship. I don't know what that is. Won't be a problem. They go in, they take it out, like, and all they need is those 3 ships. Like, they take out the outpost. They take out the defensive platforms on the outpost. They take out the
they blow up the warship.
Yeah, they took out the fighter that they were trying to scramble to take out the Mandalorian. They took that out in like one hit.
Yeah, start opening fire on the outpost, but we don't see them actually blow it up entirely.
No, they don't. They don't. Yeah, I think they're probably taking out like defensive turrets and everything like that, but they don't have a problem with it. Like, it's easy, like light work for them, for those New Republic pilots. And then the Mandalorian and the child blast off into hyperspace. safe and sound. And that's the episode.
Mm-hmm.
That is the episode. Real fun. I have this episode was just fun to me.
Yeah, a cool little episode. I liked it for the Batman vibes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like straight up Dark Knight. Like when he's remember the scene in the Dark Knight where no, it's not. Oh no, Batman Begins when they're on at the docks in the cargo docks, and like I think that's when the first time he's got his bat suit on, and he's taking that's how that whole fight sequence went on the ship. That's what it felt like to me.
Yep.
Oh man, did you watch the trailer that they dropped on Monday?
I did. That went in my spectrum of didn't like it.
Yeah.
Did not like that.
Yeah, they didn't show anything. I'm really confused by this whole. I did a reaction video on Monday night when it dropped on YouTube, and it was not. They didn't reveal anything. I was very disappointed with the trailer. I'm like, you chose Monday Night Football to release this trailer. Like, I don't understand the marketing because it didn't show anything. At all. It was just different shots from the first trailer. It was like a recut of the first trailer. Which is like, all right, if you're gonna do that, you could have just held that first trailer for the Monday Night Football episode that you dropped Monday, and it would got way more buzz and hype because they just dropped that trailer, which I think is the better of the two. They put that trailer out like on a random Tuesday, like just out of the blue, and like to me that was a better trailer. Like that one would have been worth the Monday night crowd for football. Like it would have been a first look, of the Mandalorian Season 2. They could have released screenshots from, like, if they would have turned that trailer that they released Monday night into just screenshots, like took some of the coolest shots out of that trailer and put those out earlier in the month, that would have been cool. Been like, all right, so cool, like some cool shots from this upcoming season. That would have been cool for the fans. And then we get the trailer. That would have been something to talk about because we, to this point, had nothing to talk about. But yeah, my reaction video, I was anticipating that they were going to make some major reveal, not major reveals, but they were going to show some different special look type of features since they've got the attention of the nation on a Monday night. I would assume they would want to highlight some cool stuff, but
they were like,
nah, they'll watch it. I guess that's the strategy. Like, oh, it's Star Wars. People will watch it because it's Star Wars. I guess. I don't know. I don't understand.
Exactly. They're banking.
I think they are too. I think, and I'm like, but the first season just won like 7 Emmys.
Did it?
Yeah, like it won a lot of awards they won a lot of awards for season 2, or at least they were nominated for a lot of awards. And I know they won a few. So I don't know why they didn't put more into the marketing of the second season. It doesn't quite make sense. It won how many?
Let's see what they got. Outstanding visual effects, cinematography for a single camera series, sound mixing for comedy or drama, sound editing for comedy or drama, and production design for a narrative program. All right, I mean,
yeah, but it's like
familiar categories.
Definitely.
Of course.
But it's still one.
Yeah.
Like it's one of their most successful properties for Star Wars right now, as far as it's the least divisive of the properties outside of Rebels, which I think even Rebels was kind of sort of got a lukewarm reaction because one, it's animation and it's not everyone's cup of tea. But this is a live action TV show that with a character and a setting that are unfamiliar to most of the fans and to most of the audience, and it was received really well. And it didn't get a lot of press last year for season one. Like, I don't think the marketing for season one was all that great either. They were pushing a lot of stuff, so I don't know. I'm not understanding the marketing strategy for this show. I remember with The Force Awakens, we got a teaser trailer like a year before the movie came out.
Yeah, in December we got a whole teaser.
Yeah, it was like 30. It was like 30. It was like 45 seconds. It was short. It wasn't like long.
Before that, we got the still with Finn and the blue lightsaber. Just a still photo.
No. Like we got. They put out a teaser trailer like I think a month after they finished shooting, and it was just it showed Finn. It was like, I want to say it was like 15 seconds. It wasn't long at all. Like, it showed Rey, it showed Finn, it showed Kylo, and it showed the Millennium Falcon doing like a backflip, and then that was it.
Did it show it? Okay, yeah.
That was the first teaser. Like, it was short.
Yeah.
It was just it was just a hype thing. It was just like, yeah, we finished shooting, and this looks like the old trilogy. Like, that's all it was. That's all it was designed for. We got a stormtrooper. We got a girl looks like she could be a Jedi, and we got desert planet, and we got the Millennium Falcon doing a cartwheel. Going, we're out. Mm-hmm. And then Star Wars. Then next, I think the next teaser trailer we got was during Star Wars Celebration. And that was longer. That was like a minute long. And it was still a teaser because the voiceover didn't reveal much. It was a lot of like, it had no context. Like, there was no context for it. The voiceover, and it just showed cool visuals. I think that's when we got the shot of the downed Star Destroyer in the desert, which was cool. Like, it was just a lot of cool shots in that trailer. And then in the next shot, the next trailer they got, that was a story trailer that dropped for like Monday Night Football. And that was the story trailer because that was the one with Kylo Ren, and they had the voiceover and like the you see the laser blast from Starkiller Base in the background while he's on the bridge of the Star Destroyer. It was a legit like 2-minute long story driven trailer. And you got the shot at the X-Wings. Like, it was a lot. It was a great trailer. It was a good trailer. It showed a lot of the movie, but it was a good trailer. And this, we just not gotten anything. Like, they keep showing the same 4 shots over and over again for the Mandalorian. And I'm like, but I don't understand. Like, you know how to market a movie and a property, but this show, for some reason, it just trips you up every time. I don't get it.
Maybe Disney's gotten too big, and it's just
that doesn't make sense.
It does.
That makes absolutely no sense. I don't think that's a Disney thing. I think that's Lucasfilm, because Marvel certainly doesn't have any problems marketing its stuff. Like, I hadn't seen a Marvel show. Never mind, I take that back, because I think they kind of gave up on that show that was on ABC.
What show was that?
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. That's what it was called.
Never watched.
They kind of gave that.
That makes sense.
Yeah, well, we got comments. Coop Daddy Yoda, what's good? OG Coop.
Well, it's all for you. Nice. I can dig it.
Well, it's all for you.
Who's UTMR friend?
I think he's talking to you. I think JBM, my co-host.
What's up, Sith
Lord Maul. I think he joined for the reveal trailer, the reaction.
Okay.
I was so hyped, yo, because I was like, yo, it's gonna be a good trailer. I'm gonna get a money shot on this, and it's gonna be a great reaction. That joint ended, and I was like, bro. I was like, yo, is that it? Like, that's it? That's everything? That's all you gonna show me? Yeah. Like, dang, man. I was hyped. I was like, damn, I'm gonna do a reaction and a breakdown, and then we're gonna talk about it on this episode, along with episode 6 of The Mandalorian. But that didn't happen. So we just gonna talk about episode 6 tonight and talk about our disappointment for that trailer. Because I was like, they based on what I've heard is going to be in this show, that trailer could have given us a little bit of something. They could have even at least given me Moff Gideon using the dark saber.
Yeah, they didn't show that at all.
They didn't. He wasn't even in the trailer. Like, how do you not show Moff Gideon? Like, that's the big bad for the season. Like, he's prominently featured in this upcoming season, from what I understand. So even if you don't want to show Ahsoka, you don't want to reveal that yet. I understand that aspect. Like, let's save that reveal for that episode that she's going to be in, so the fans can be hyped and excited, and social media definitely blow up when that happens. But give me Moff Gideon, like, at least like something. Give me, yeah, just give me something. Give me some more of the story. You're a week out. It can't hurt.
Yeah, it can't hurt at all.
And I feel like Giancarlo Esposito is a family name. Like, I think a lot of people know who Giancarlo Esposito is. Maybe not by name, but his face is definitely recognizable. He's been in a lot of stuff. Like, Breaking Bad is a very popular show. I feel like the Monday Night Football audience would have at least recognized him from that show. And, you know, I mean, he's been in a lot of movies and TV shows throughout the years. Like, he's a very popular actor, well known. So, missed opportunity. But either way, I'm still excited for next week, next Friday, for season 2 dropping. Disappointed with the trailer, but didn't kill my excitement for the show at all. What about you?
Yeah, so I'm still interested in watching. So
Yeah,
I really don't like trailers that show too much anyway. But I think with this one, they could have showed something. I feel like they didn't really.
yeah, that's where I'm at. Like, I don't want to see everything in the season. That's not what I'm asking for. I just want to see something that wasn't in the other trailer that you put out, because it's like, yeah, I don't know.
But
It
hopefully,
is what it is.
first episode will suffice.
Yeah, I hope so. I think it will. I'm definitely. I haven't, like I said, I hadn't lost any of my hype for the show. Still looking forward to that. But anyway, it's been an hour. It's been over an hour. We're gonna wrap this thing up next week. Next Wednesday, we'll have another double header, doing episodes 7 and 8. My two favorite. Two of my in my top 3. That's my top 3 from this season, 7 and 8. And then episode, was it the Sin, episode 3, still like number 1. 7 and 8. So next week we're doing 7 and 8 together, and then we'll do probably some speculation as to what's coming in the season. We'll talk with you guys in the chat. What are you anticipating and all of that? And then we'll see what we do come Friday. Definitely looking forward to watching that. Those episodes, that episode will drop at 3 a.m. on the East Coast on Disney Plus Friday morning. So I'll probably watch it like around 5-ish, right after work, and see if we can hop on and talk about it.
Yeah, man.
But until then, appreciate you all for joining us. Also, if you like other nerdy content, make sure you join us on Saturdays on the Cookout. We talk about a variety of different topics. We got a community feature every weekend, and in the month of October, we are focusing on horror. So we are doing, for this weekend, this Saturday will be what's like spiritual and possession type horror films. So like The Exorcist.
Say no. Spirit horror.
Yeah, so all of that, all those good, the good horror, the good stuff, the ones that really get your blood flowing.
Yeah, spirit cleansing.
Oh yeah, definitely. definitely have you ready to go to church next day. But anyway, that's going to be this episode. JBM, thank you for joining me once again for another episode of Starlight Beacon, and everyone else in the chat, in the audience.
Thank y'all for hanging out with us.
Absolutely. We will see you next week. Peace, love, and blessings. And may the force be with you always.